The rest of the month have been equally interesting. That weekend, brother and I, Jim and I, we got to go up to Salem, Oregon, which is a couple hours north of us, and get to see Mark Cahill. Got to watch him. He had never been to Oregon before. It was great to meet him. I'd read one of his books, One Thing You Can't Do in Heaven, as well as seen some of his stuff on TV and ministry. It was a blessing to be able to meet him. He's encouraged our ministry with donating. He's going to be sending us a couple cases of his new booklet, 1 Second After You Die, which is totally free just to get the word out, to share the gospel. So that was awesome. And we also spent some time even sharing and giving out some tracts and talking with people, meeting other contacts up in Salem from our area and maybe an hour north up in the Eugene Springfield area. So the Lord made some connections there. We had a great time. Brother Jim and I were up there, and we came back, and for the day before Halloween, there's something called the Niwala Parade here in Roseburg. Niwala, Halloween backwards. All the kids get dressed up with their parents, and they walk through our downtown shopping district, and they march up one end, and they turn around and march back, and all the businesses hand out candy. So we thought it'd be cool to have some guys down there with our gospel banners and tracts, and it turned out way better than we'd have hoped. They were able to go down. 2 brothers. I was at work, unfortunately, and couldn't get the time off, but Brother Jim and friend Michael, the brother who was with me going door to door, he and Jim both stood out there with the gospel banners kind of leaning against the building so they could hand tracts and talk with people, and they were just handing out tracts, and they just emptied every tract they had practically. I had made up some new ones. I actually wrote one for an anti-Halloween one called Celebrate Reformation Day. It's actually encouraging people, like the video I put on YouTube, to encourage people, to Christians especially, check out Reformation Day because it's vitally important to us. So gave that to them. They handed out all those. Some other tracts I'd made up. There's ones based on 1 Corinthians 1:18, plus just tons of $1 million bills. They put out $1 billion bills. We had a lot of Living Waters tracts. Just like I said, they probably gave up upwards of 1,000 tracts. It was just really, really good time they had there. Just really fruitful. Had some good conversations. Had some good talks. Then the next day on Halloween, I down in church and had some. They had a family birthday party I went to, but there was also an outreach down in Myrtle Creek area from a church, from a fellow. It's a sister church from my church that I go to, and they were doing an outreach in Myrtle Creek, where Myrtle Creek's about 15 miles south of where I live. They meet on the side streets of their little town, and the same kind of thing. It's just it's not a parade. It's open, and the kids walk up and down the street. All the businesses open up on Halloween, and they give out candy to the kids. And so this church had put together like 461 packets of a little baggie with a tract and a piece of candy in it. So they gave it to all the kids, and they handed out all 461 plus tons of tracts. I got rid of the rest of my Reformation Day tracts and the rest of what I had on of my 1 Corinthians 1:18 base track, and a friend of mine named Mark there, who's blessed us, it's his gospel banners we use. Actually, he handed out hundreds of tracts. They probably got rid of upwards of 1,000 tracts and stuff as well. So it was a great and busy weekend, getting the gospel out, being able to share with folks. And the month of October has been a real blessing. We look forward to a busy November. We're looking to do some Christmas caroling, being able to go out and share the gospel through Christmas carols. If you are in the Roseburg area, Douglas County area, you'd like to join us in that, or like to join us in CORE, going out door to door, we will be doing that the 4th Saturday of November, Lord willing. But we also want to go out to the lighting of the tree and have maybe some gospel banners, some tract hand out, maybe even speak to people, maybe do some preaching. I don't know. Depends on the venue. Never done it before. But they light the tree. It's a big ceremony here in Oregon and Douglas County. They light the big county tree in front of the county courthouse, and they do have a Santa there, and there's some kind of event there. So we're hoping to be able to make an impact for the gospel there, as well as, like I said, doing some Christmas caroling and people's apartments, maybe businesses. We're trying to organize that. There's lots of stuff going on. I just want to encourage folks, as Halloween's wound down. Now we're pretty much into the Christmas season, as it were, holiday season. We got Thanksgiving coming up, but really everybody starts rearing up for Christmas. And I would say be thankful this year at Thanksgiving for the fact that we still can celebrate Christmas, and it still is an opportunity for us to share the gospel. So I just want to encourage you, as you're out there this month with coworkers, friends, whether you can leave tracts, you can talk to people, whether you're out sharing the gospel door to door, one-on-one with people, open air preaching, whatever it is you are doing, spread the gospel, especially in this time of year, because right now, as we get closer to Christmas, people are in the Christmas mindset, and even though they may not be Christians, they may even be antagonistic towards Christianity, but they understand that this really is deep down the reason for Christmas. That's why Christ is in the title still, and it's why it offends people. It's why it causes political uproar every year. So they expect it. So be bold. It's the only time of year when they're expecting it to come, and they're kind of set for it, and they understand that they should be at least looking nice about it. They should at least respond kindly to you, whether they like it or not. So I encourage you, during this season especially, be bold, go out and share the gospel, and be encouraged. It's scary for all of us. It's hard when I just take a track and pull out and give it to the guy I'm getting gas from. I get a battle from the enemy. There's always a battle, folks. If there wasn't a battle, it probably wouldn't be for the Lord. If there wasn't an internal struggle to share the gospel, it would probably mean that we're not doing what's right. So be bold, share the gospel, show the love of Christ to a dying world, and see how the Lord is going to bless that. So thank you again. This is Mason from Core Ministries. Hope you've enjoyed the video and the update. If you have any questions about the ministry, give us a message here on YouTube, or please swing by the ministry at www.repentanceandbelief.com. We've added an event calendar to show things we're doing. I'm trying to keep that updated of different events we want to do or have done. Swing by, see that. Fill out a contact form if you'd like. We've got there. You can just email. We've got the address in there, repentanceandbelief@gmail.com. So anyway, thanks again for the time, for listening. Spread the word and get the gospel out, folks. God bless you. Have a great day.